What's up guys, Oliver here, back with another video. In this video we're going to teach you how to effectively do a top-down analysis, how to get confluence from the higher time frame and work your way down so you're always on top of your game. Alright, so without further ado, let's get straight into it. Like always, what's the highest time frame? The monthly. So I want you to check out the monthly time frame and I want you to determine two things, okay? Order flow and the structure. Okay, so let's get straight into that. First things first. Okay. We have a raid. Okay, so that's a bearish order flow. Then we're just going to determine the structure. So we had a break of this low, right? So as soon as we have break of this low in the monthly, that's a break in structure. All you want to do is mark out the very origin block of that. Okay, so now we can tell, okay, this is going down, but before we see any more further downwards expansion, like what we had over here, we should always see some sort of raid happening. So here, we have another raid. After price reacted from the block, we got a swing low, lower low. All we do is just mark out the very origin block of that. And you can see how price just wicks into it. Okay, but not only that, raids another monthly high. Okay, so what they're doing is they're just raids within blocks, and that's very key. Okay, so next thing, okay, we got a break of this low. What was the very block that broke that low? This low. I mean, this order block. Okay, so up candle, took out this low, clean candle close, retest, and continue selling off. Alright, then we had a bit of consolidation here. Now, when price goes into some period of consolidation, this is like accumulation, and you can see some orders are going to be built up, either to push the market in another direction, but before they do push the market in any other direction, there's always going to be another raid happening. So here we have a raid of this month. We have a swing high, clean candle close above the swing high. All you want to do is mark out the very origin of that. You can see how we get a perfect test on that. Alright, same thing here. Raid of some monthly lows. Breaking structure by breaking this high and this high, causing this upwards expansion. What's the very origin of that? This block right here, and you can see how we just get a perfect wick into the block. Okay, so now you're starting to see how this is playing out. Okay, so let's use it on this downwards move ever since February 2018. So let's start off here. Okay, so simple. Raid. Okay. Then breaking structure. Okay, what's the last swing low? This one. What's the very origin of that? This. And you can see, test the block, sells off. Not only that, we have a raid within the block in itself. Okay, so took out this high right here into a block, proceeded to break market structure here. Alright, last low that produced this high. What's the next thing to do? Mark out this origin block. Okay. And you can see our price hits the supply, consolidates for a bit, but most importantly, what's the structure doing? We have a high, we have a lower high, and we have a lower high. Okay, so within this block, we have even more raids. Okay, so raid within the block, close below this monthly low, pull it up, retest the block, slow it off, breaking these structural lows. Okay, these structural lows right here. So what caused that? This very block right here. And you can see how we get raids within the blocks. Raid within the block. Last swing low, clean close below. What caused that? This. Okay, so I see price heading towards this block right now for Euro Japanese yen, and we can expect these monthly highs to be taken. Okay, but yeah, before we had any retracement up, we simply had a raid of this low. So you can see the order flow is pretty much bearish right now, right? Because we're simply lower lows, lower highs, raids within blocks. Let's keep doing the same thing over and over and over again until we get a clean close above this high or something. Then we can expect a retracement higher. But for now, this block should be the next objective for price. And then we can see if when price hits this very block, we can aim for this low, and this low. Alright? Actually, this block did break structure as well. So we're gonna mark out this block. Alright, and if the monthly closes a clean raid here, because what's this? This is October. If it closes a clean raid on October's high into this block that broke this low, next target would be this low, and then this low, this low. Okay, so let's work our way down. Let's go into the weekly next. Okay, and we don't really need all this shit again, so let's remove some of this. Okay. So we see this monthly block, okay. Let's switch up the colors, but essentially what this was a raid. Let's break this color down. We see raid, breaking market structure. What's the very origin of that move? Here. Let's put this one now. So prices return to the very origin. We can see some nasty rejections happening here. Okay, some nasty rejections. I'm expecting a bit of manipulation though before we see some lower prices. So we could head, maybe take out this high or this high. So only be bearish when the breaking structure happens, and that's when one of these lows gets a clean candle close below. That's when you can start being bearish again. Until now, if we don't get any breaking structure, price is just simply going to react off the heavy buying that broke price out of this range. Cool. So now on the daily, okay, what we can do is just spot out some extra confluence. Nothing significant here. did get a nice raid, so let's just mark this out. Orange. We got a nice raid. And return to this very origin. So it's a raid within a block. Now we're just looking for break and structure. So also going to mark out the short-term bounce that could be provided right here within this weekly order block. Just mark that a dark blue. But for now, raid within the origin block of this entire selling. So we can see that this was a monthly block, refined it down to this weekly block, refined it down to this daily block, and we're simply reacting off that. So let's go into the 4 hour, and yes, we do have some sort of break in structure here because we have a low, lower high, lower low. Alright, so what we can do here is simply mark out the very origin that caused that lower low, and essentially what we had is a raid, just like this, raid, within retest of this block. Before it did that, we had another raid. And what broke structure here? This block right here. You can see we got a nice retest. So price could be heading towards this area of selling again, or simply this fresh order block. Alright, so this is a completely fresh order block. Price could be heading that way right now, forming a lower high. Okay, but what's most important is these major highs are being kept intact. Alright, so we're producing a high, lower high, lower high. Alright, so we've broken structure here. So if we retrace, into here, form a high or low, then that would be the next objective for all these highs. Okay, but for now these highs must hold, otherwise structure is going to turn bullish and any pullback is for longing, targeting this high ultimately. Okay, but yeah, essentially what we've done is went all the way from the monthly chart down into the weekly, down into the daily, down into the H4, and essentially what we've done was just marked out all the supply demand areas where there's going to be heavy selling, and we just refined it. So this is monthly, weekly, daily. Alright, and you can see how spot on this works. As soon as we hit the daily block, we get a nice 1,158 point move. Okay, so yeah, it's been your boy Oliver. Hope you guys learned something useful from this. If you did, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And if you feel like reaching out to me, feel free to. Alright, until next time, see you guys later.